Wolfpack, I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to this episode of the Outdoor Gear Review. What I have here is the LiteFighter one-person military tent. You all have seen this before many times here on the channel. I've done numerous adventures with it, I've done setups, I've done rain tests. All in all, this is the military tent that I recommend to most people. Those who are looking for a tactical looking tent, a tent that is rich in features and also not too heavy, this is the tent that I recommend. If you're familiar with this tent already, then you know that this is a 3-season tent. But what if I was to tell you that there's a product made by LiteFighter that converts this to a 4-season tent? Let me go ahead and take off the fly here and show you what I'm talking about. This is the Windfighter one-person tent body. And what you have here is a tent body just like any other that has lots of mesh. In the wintertime when you're out for a trip, the biggest cons to using a tent like this is all of this mesh. This mesh releases all of the heat, it allows all the wind to come in, and it translates to a colder night inside of your shelter. Now, the biggest difference between, say, this tent, which is a 3-season tent, and a 4-season tent is the double wall. This has mesh, whereas a 4-season tent typically has a polyester, possibly nylon, second wall, which makes up the tent body. You have a fly, and then you have the fabric inner, and that inner blocks the wind, it holds in a little bit more heat, and in general will keep you warmer. This is the Windfighter Windbreaker, and this will convert any single person tent from LiteFighter into a 4-season. So you can take a 3-season and go to the 4th season. As is, the design of this tent is fairly strong, and it is something that you can use in the colder months, as long as you're not really pushing this. You have to keep that in mind. You really do have to pay attention to snow loading, and you have to be careful with the wind speeds. Otherwise, for your average camping trip, a tent like this or this tent will be all that you need. I would not take this into a blizzard. You have to know the limitations of the design of the tent. Let's say that you do want to take this tent out into some colder conditions, right? This is what you need. And I will go ahead and share with you what it is, because this is very smart. So check this out, everyone. This is the LiteFighter Windbreaker. To use this product, it needs to lay over the tent body before you connect it to the poles. So I will go ahead, disconnect the poles now, lay it over the top, and connect it. Now you take the windbreaker and lay it over the tent body. It has 2 doors, just like the tent does, and it also has 2 vents. So here's a buckle that connects to the pole from the body. Here's the windbreaker. You have this slit, and there's slits all over this. At every single junction, there's a clip. So you take a pull clip, you slide it through that hole, and connect it. From here, you go around the tent body, sliding in the pull clips through the slits, and you're good to go. And after that point, there's only 2 more steps. Once you have the pull clips on the poles, it's time to move over here to these side clips. Pull them through, connect them, and then lastly, in each of the corners, you have these clips here. Attach those down at the bottom. This here is the Windbreaker Kit, the 4th season kit, and as you can see, it basically covers up all of the mesh with the exception of the 2 vents at the ends. Again, folks, the purpose of this kit is to limit the amount of air of wind that's able to penetrate the inside of this tent. You still have the mesh vents so you can get some good airflow so you can release moisture. When you want to access the tent, you open this up, then open up a door, crawl inside. If it's warm and you don't need to prevent air from coming inside the tent, you can roll these up and you can get the doors out of the way. Now, when it comes to the cold weather kit, also known as the Windbreaker, the cost of this is $102. It comes in at less than 1 pound at 14.6 ounces, and it features a 30 denier water-resistant nylon. Now, in addition to the Windbreaker, which you see on the tent, it also comes with 4 snow anchors, and this is a snow anchor. You can fill this with snow, you can bury this, you can even put a rock in it and bury it, and that will help anchor this tent to the ground in snowy conditions. If the snow is very deep, you can't access or penetrate the ground, maybe it's frozen, that's where these come into play. So with this kit, you get the windbreaker and you get the 4 snow anchors. To answer some of the questions that you may have, how difficult is it to set this up? It's not very difficult at all. It does add an additional step that does slow you down. It takes maybe 3 minutes to slide the pull clips through those slots. It's not a big deal, but it does add a few minutes to the time. So all in all, the tent setup stays very simple, but it does take a little bit more work. Next, I'm sure you're wondering, what about quality? And all in all, the quality does look excellent. I've looked this over inside, outside, and everything looks good here. Next, I'm sure you're wondering, what about my experiences with this kit? And unfortunately, I have none. I just got this in, it's going into testing now, but I thought it was cool enough to make a video and to share it with you all because this is unique. This is different. In fact, I'm not sure if I've ever seen a 3-season to 4-season conversion kit. I've seen 4-season to 3-season, but not the other way around. In my opinion, this is a very smart idea. This is something that other companies need to pay attention to because this is smart. When it comes to wintertime camping, most people aren't going out into blizzards and crazy storms, but they want to get out when there's no bugs. They also want to stay as warm as possible, and a kit like this should theoretically help do that. Now, this is going into testing now with the Outdoor Gear Review, and you all will get to see this in future episodes. I will do many tests with this tent. And my biggest question is it worth the money? Is it worth the wait? As it stands, I can see how it could be beneficial, but that doesn't mean that it will be. So I am going to test this out. I will give you all my 100% agenda-free opinion. Again, folks, I don't care if you buy this. I don't care if you don't buy it, whatever. That means nothing to me. I just want to share good information with you all, the pros, the cons, and you can make up your own mind. Outside of that, I don't care. My biggest question for this kit is how much wind does it block? In really windy conditions, I can see how the wind could still slam into the side of the tent and make it behind this wall. But then again, it may not. I really don't know. Again, this is something that we have to test out. I could see making a simple improvement upon this already. If you took 2 plastic connector hooks and some shock cord, and you connect it to the pulls on both sides, you could run it underneath the tent, and it would pull the fabric right next to the tent body. That by itself could be a huge improvement. By the way, everyone, this is what it looks like when you're inside the tent. It is not completely black out, but it is somewhat darker. People are going to be able to see light from the outside, and you will see light from the inside. So folks, there you have it. That is the cold weather kit, also known as the Windbreaker from LiteFighter 1 for the LiteFighter 1-person tents. What do you all think about this? In my opinion, this has a lot of promise. This could be awesome. Now, of course, I will test this out. I'll provide my feedback to you all in the future. Make sure to comment down below. Share your thoughts. What do you all think about this? Is this a game changer? Is this a product that you want to see with other tents? I could see how this could be extremely popular. Having the ability to switch from a 3-season tent to a 4-season back to a 3-season easily is a huge plus. In fact, most conversion kits are complicated and they take quite a bit of time. Take Hilleberg tents for an example. They're made for 4-season use, but many of those tents have a 3-season adapter kit. To take out the existing body and switch it out can be tricky. It can take quite a bit of time. In truth, it could be a huge pain in the ass. But anyways, with this kit here, this is very simple. I like it. I do. I hope it works good. I really do. An adapter kit like this makes a lot of sense. And also the price is good. With Hilleberg, now of course you're paying top dollar for them, and it is well worth the money in my opinion. Just to get an adapter kit, I think you're talking about like $250, maybe $300, something like that. So to have this capability for $102, that's not bad, as long as it works. Again, folks, thank you very much for joining me for this episode. I'm signing off. My name is Luke. This is the Outdoor Gear Review. Strength and honor, folks. Take care.